Thanks for tuning in to the Jada Willis experience. Today's a little bit different, and I had something completely different planned for this episode, for my news blast that goes out. Um, yeah, but that's life. Life has a way of stopping you in your tracks and telling you, hey, take pause, take note right here. And that's the thing. As I'm typing, as I'm writing, I am staring at the river. I'm very thankful that I get to be working near open water. But last week was really hard in a very strange way. So I don't know about you or what's happening in your world, but things just feel a little weird right now, and creating more of that pensive type experience where I want to stare at the water, I want to journal, I want to ask myself the really tough questions, and that's what I'm doing. And it's because my childhood friend, someone I grew up with, their mother passed away, and we were really close to her, and she's the same age as my mom, and it's just unexpectedly, no quote unquote warning signs, all of that, and it's a sad day from a community standpoint, and just such a really good person. But I mean, we all we all die, and I get that. But then also, one of my clients, a really young manager, passed away as well. Again, it was unexpected and suddenly. And then I actually learned that a previous coworker, so there were four HRs, um, and I was one of the four. And I had another a coworker that I really worked closely with her for years, and I found out she died, and had a battle with cancer. And I don't think it was a very long battle. I think it was quick, from what I've heard. And so, I mean, that's just a lot. And then, of course, going into the Memorial Day holiday, and just thinking about those that we've lost, and I'm thinking about my family. I come from a military background, and everyone that's given their life. In addition to that, I know in just a couple days it's going to be my stepfather's birthday, and my stepfather was a big role model in my life, and he passed several years ago. But listen, and I don't plan on this episode being doom and gloom and all of that, a downer, if you will. But I think it's a time, and at least for me in my life, maybe I'm the only one going through this and what's happening in my world. And I know you can hear on the news about shootings and horrible things that are occurring in our country, but when it's close to home, it does hit differently. And so I've been asking myself the really deep questions and thinking, what's my life's work? What's my purpose here? And am I really living it? Am I really showing up for everything that I'm supposed to be doing? I also am thinking, like, how am I adding value? How am I contributing value to the world around me? What's my place here? And then really, I've been spending some time here, and it's, what are they going to say on my last day? So you can think about it even from a work perspective, your last day of employment and that transition that occurs. But I'm thinking about it as in, my last day on this world. Say suddenly I pass away, and you know what happens. Social media goes crazy, people commenting, sharing, reflection stories, memories, all kinds of things. What are people going to say? And when I started thinking about this, I even thought about, listen, they're not going to be like, Jada built a seven-figure HR firm. They're not going to be like, she was an HR and people expert or guru. I don't think folks are going to mention that. I'm hoping what they will say is more about how I made them feel, how I encouraged the people around me, how I wanted to help and inspire. And it makes you take a moment to think through, what are you doing with this time on earth? It is not guaranteed. We have no idea when our last day is, right? We have no idea. And I'm getting older. I'm not even, I would say to the midpoint, hopefully. And I'm looking at the folks in the age range of the people in my life and that I knew that passed away last week. I didn't even mention Tina Turner here. But the folks that were closest to me, I mean, the age range was 29 to 63. That is wild to me and so young. And there is not a guarantee on tomorrow. So I don't think that means that, I should go to the casino right now and spend all my money and have a fun time. I think that there is a balance to I'm still going to eat right and I'm still going to focus on, my weight loss and discipline and other things that are delayed gratification. But it does have me look at the habits, the moments of my life, the minutes, and looking at this time, and I'll never get this point and this time back in my life. And so, how do I make this really valuable to myself, to those around me? Am I making the difference in the world that I really am supposed to be making? And I know it's a lot of pressure that you can put on yourself, but it's also a call to action. It's a responsibility that you have certain gifts and you have this talent that you haven't been sharing with the world, that you haven't been speaking your mind, you haven't been doing maybe the right thing that in yourself that you should be doing because there's a tug at you in your spirit. Can this be the tug? Can this be the tug that inspires movement, inspires change, transformation? Because just keep asking myself, what are they going to say on my last day? And you got to build to that, though. It's kind of like, I guess I compare it to building a company. I can't compare it to, building a child, right? That goes. But Willis HR was my baby. And that's the frame of reference I have. And um, was I focused on the right priorities? Was I focused on the right mission every day? And would I be proud if, you know, today was my last day? Would I be proud? And I want to be proud of myself. I want to be proud of my actions and how I impact people and just the value that I bring. So I'm constantly reassessing this. I've always been driven by being addicted to better, and that means better of myself, requesting more of myself, growing, learning. And as I continue to grow older, I do have a thirst for knowledge and just continual um, care, but then also compassion about different views and different opinions and learning. And I think that just helps me show up differently in the world. But I say this to challenge you and to anyone that's listening is how are you going to show up for yourself and others today? And what's going to be that cause, that moment and pull on you that says, all right, take note. This is the time that you change your life. This is the time that you start sharing your gift. This is the time that you stop holding back because of what people think or they're going to say, because it's like the fear thing. It's the fear that gets in our way. And what are they going to say on your last day? I can't answer all of that today. I know that, but I'm journaling, I'm reassessing, praying, thinking, and I want to be mindful about my next step. And maybe it's going to be a small step, a small action that I'm going to take. But all I know is that I want to be the kind of person that helps people, encourages, inspires, solves problems. I have this new life motto. If you haven't seen this on my socials, so it's show up, solve problems, serve people. Really, everything in life will take care of itself. The money, all of that. Just in this previous podcast, that I recorded with the founder of Wicked Bold. He recommended reading the book, The Second Mountain. I've ordered it, it's coming, but it's all about the first mountain is thinking, you know what, I need the cars, I need the money, I need the status, I need this award, all of that stuff. And in all actuality, the second mountain is the one that we really are striving for, that we're really trying to get to. And it's about the relationships, the soul's purpose, what lights you up. Um, what is your purpose in this world? Because all of us have something that we're supposed to do here, some kind of impact to make, and represent something. This is just my opinion. Um, and I think that we get in our own way, so we never experience the second mountain. And in all honesty, all we're doing is chasing happiness, and we want to be happy. And what does that look like? We don't want problems, and that's not the reality of life. The reality of life is a true blend of balance, and it's a true blend of getting to know ourselves and probably leaning into that so that we can show up better and differently to the people around us, and that we actually can live in our truth and our purpose. And so I'm going to keep saying it, I'm going to keep repeating it, because I think it's really important that this is a call to action for my life, and I hope it's a call to action for yours. What are they going to say on your last day? And if you could write that out, a lot of people recommend um, doing your, it's the speech. I can't remember the word right now. So you know that this is real and unedited, but uh, doing the last speech of your life at your funeral. I know you're saying the word out loud, screaming it to me, or even your acceptance speech. You get the greatest award, and it's a reflection of your life, your contribution, and yeah. And so, what do people say about you? What was so important and special? How did you change lives, impact others? What's the value that you bring? And we all bring it, but do we all stop and just try to make sure that it's a life worth meaning, right? I don't want this to be a downer. I don't want it to be doom and gloom. I do want us to take this seriously, as I'm taking it seriously, and just looking at my world, right? And I'm not saying that the things don't add value. The money, the cars, that stuff's fun, right? It could be a reward. But I'm telling you, I know a lot of wealthy people that are miserable. And so that thing you're chasing, I really hope it's worth it. And now is a time to, however you journal and reflect and push yourself to set your goals, just make sure that that thing that you're aiming for is worth what you're sacrificing today. So I leave you with this. What will they say on your last day? Only you know, and only you have control over everything you do from this point forward. I can't wait to hear about it. I can't wait to see your success. I can't wait to read about it. And I hope this is the call to action and the tug that you needed.